Coming up next on Sports Final Edition, the Lions roar louder than ever at the Silverdome. We'll have the complete story with quarterback Eric Kramer joining us live in the studio. And we'll hear from former Lion Eric Williams as he gets ready to face his former team. Plus the rest of the NFL playoff picture. The Wings and Pistons are in the winning group. This and more coming up next.
Sports Final Edition with Fred McLeod, Detroit's #1 sports show.
This place is loud and loud and louder. It's amazing what emotion and adrenaline can
do. Welcome to Sports Final Edition, everybody. I'm Fred McLeod. Well, I would have told you today's playoff game that halfway through the final quarter, Barry Sanders would have just 23 yards and 11 carries, and the Lions would still be winning by 32 points. You would have thought I'd been blindsided by Chris Spielman. The Lions are in the NFC Championship game, ripping the Cowboys to shreds with a pinpoint passing game, a totally dominating 38-6 performance. The Cowboys ganged up at the line to stop Barry, so the game plan was to take what the Cowboys gave. That was a short pass. And Eric Kramer picked them apart, hitting his first free throws, the first to Herman Moore and Mike Farr. Then after Sanders' drop pass, Kramer went to Willie Green, a beautifully thrown ball for 32 yards and a quick 7-0 lead. Emmitt Smith rushed, meanwhile, for 80 yards for the Cowboys, breaking this 18-yarder, which led to a field goal and a 7-3 score in the second quarter. The Cowboys got the football back in the second quarter later. Steve Berline looked for Alvin Harper. Melvin Jenkins was ready, stepped in front, made a couple of nice cuts, running it back 41 yards for a sudden 14-3 lead.
I saw the play develop, and anytime you see the play develop and the route was right there in front of me, and he made his cut, and the ball was in the air, and I beat him to the spot and took it to the house.
And the front door was open. Michael Irvin, the Cowboys' outstanding deep threat, was just that today. Here he was open for a possible touchdown and was irate he didn't get it. Berline instead went to an unsuspecting Smith for the dink in the helmet. The Cowboys did get a field goal from it. But the Lions came back to match the three. Kramer to Mike Farr again, a beautiful 20-yard grab. Mike helping his dad get even with the Cowboys for the disappointment of 1970. Led to an Eddie Murray field goal and a 17-6 halftime lead as Murray says, ooh, we needed that one. In the third quarter, Troy Aikman was at the controls. After a quick tune-up to end the first half, Dan Owens got to him here on the bull rush. Then, take a look at the hit by Benny Blades. This one forcing a punt as Benny says hello to Alexander Wright. Just 276 total yards for Dallas, and keep in mind Dennis Gibson did not play. Meanwhile, Kramer went back to work, hitting 5 straight passes on an 80-yard march. Eric was 29 of 38, easily his best day as a pro. With 341 yards, the 8th highest passing total in Lions history. Eric found his roomie again, Willie Green for the backbreaker. 9 yards, and this baby was in the books at 24-6. Green 8 catches for 115 yards.
Their corners, you were beating them anytime you wanted to. Well, they was giving us the respect to stay back off us and try to stop the run. We took advantage of it.
After Dallas fumbled, the Lions got it back. Another pass to Green. 20 yards with a penalty tossed in, down to the 7-yard line. And from there, it was Kramer to Herman Moore, his 6th catch of the game, 31-6 Lions. The defense continued to pour it on, meanwhile. Tracy Hayworth got to Aikman here, who, by the way, was 11 of 16 for 114 yards. Then, Barry Sanders finished it off with a patented effort. Watch this. He's bottled up. Barry somehow stays on his feet, doing the rest for 47 yards. Barry had 70 yards today on 12 carries. And among those who loved it as he hit the end zone, nose tackle Jerry Ball. Barry told Bernie Smilovich, no big deal.
A crowd of people and hit someone and bounced off of him, and I saw an open lane to the zone. There was one guy in front of me, and I put a move on him, and after that, it was a straight lane to the zone.
It sounds so easy, but it looks so good.
Thanks. I guess it can be easy and good at the same time.
Or great. The Lions outscored the Cowboys 72-16 in 2 meetings this season. Tom Verotto has more now from that happy dressing room.
This shower made it official. The roar had finally been restored.
Oh, the roar's here. Help us stay forever. All right. I'm so happy you came for my team.
And his team wanted to make sure the Cowboys knew it. In every hit, in every fumble, in every fumble, in every hit.
They capitalized on basically everything all day.
We wanted to show
that we were a quality football team, and today we didn't play quality football.
It's a disappointing thing for all of us is that we felt that we would play much better today, and we didn't do that.
Well, while the Cowboys weren't doing that, the Lions did as they pleased. Every play a work of art. Every touchdown a thing of beauty.
It's one of those days where you just wait for things to happen, and then when they do, you just accept it with open hands, you know what I'm saying? See, the thing was, Dallas came in a revengeful type mind. You can't have a revengeful type mind. You take you out of the game. We went in, we knew what we had to do, we processed our offense, and we went out and did it.
And then, just for kicks, after the Cowboys had geared their entire defense around stopping Barry Sanders, he didn't disappoint them. He scored anyway.
If you would have told me they'd score 38 points and Barry wouldn't be in the end zone until the fourth quarter, I told you you're crazy.
So for now, the Lions celebrate, but they're all smart enough to know that winners aren't born after just one win in the playoffs.
You get awards for being in the second round of playoffs. You get a feeling that you're the best by being in the second round of playoffs. No, you get nothing.
We can see the light, but we don't want to look that far just yet. We got to look past Washington. Got to look through Washington.
Ah, the Redskins. Don't think there's not a player on this team who doesn't remember the last time the Lions went to Washington.
Going into Washington next week, we're not going to get any respect. They're going to say, well, we beat these guys 45-0, you know, forget them. There's people still out there that's doubting us, thinking Washington's going to run all over us, but, you know, as long as the people in here, the team, believe in ourselves, then that's all we need.
You don't always get a chance to play like a team that beat you the way they did a second time, so we just going to try to make good on the opportunity.
This being the perfect exclamation point for a season that defied description for the Lions. And maybe it's fitting that they should play the NFC Championship game in the same city where they've never won a game before. At the Silverdome, I'm Tom Verrato, Sports Final Edition.